Yo. What's up? It's your boy Marcel P. Black here, aka the Rant God. I'm gonna change it up here in a second. You know what I'm saying? They made fun of me last time because I ain't have no Thunder stuff on, so I made sure I got Lou Dort in the background. You feel me? You know what I mean? We going for all NBA, definitely all defense this year. But he getting buckets too, and I got my brand new Thunder hat on with me. I got my man JB representing the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, HB representing the Bulls. The two letters in the B's messed me up. I apologize. HB over here representing the Bulls. JB, you know what I'm saying? He a Lakers fan. He got his 49ers on here today. And then Coop is representing the Pelicans somewhere out there with the Possums, as he says, or whatever.
I'm
Gentlemen, how you
out
doing
here
this
in
evening?
the woods, in the woodlands, not
We in the
Texas,
Woodlands, not Texas,
in Baton Rouge.
in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Y'all doing all right this evening, man?
Doing good as one could be. Just jumped off of a call, the homie Nerd Soul talking about season 3 of Cobra Kai. That went a
Uh,
little long, and we had a hell of a time.
That's great. That's great, man. That's great. So first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for tuning back in with us. We took like a 2.5 season hiatus, but we back doing basketball BS, trying to do this as regular as possible. Shout out to everybody in the basketball BS group. You know what I'm saying, on Facebook. We trying to keep coming with some cool stuff. Like I said, we was inspired by what we saw everybody doing and just a great conversation, how much fun we have. So we want to bring the podcast. We're not gonna try to be too long today. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna get right into it. Let's talk about Homer time. Since I'm up here with my new Thunder hat on, let me talk about my beloved Thunder real quick before I pass it on. Oh man, so the Bulls are going through it. The Bulls have went through it. The Lakers did it successfully. The Pelicans is just kind of been what it's been. But now it is finally time for my beloved OKC Thunder to tank. So throughout this season, I'm going to be asking y'all to tip the coat when tanking. We came out, we looked good the first game, and we went on like a 3-game losing streak. Some of the games we should have won. The Pelicans beat the piss out of us. A couple of the close games or whatever. Honestly, man, this season we're just trying to compete, and we're trying to get Shea used to being a facilitator. You know what I'm saying? They're starting George Hill at the point, but he's only playing 25 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? They're closing games with Shea at the point. We got Lou Dort playing the 3, but he can guard anybody on the floor. I don't know if y'all saw it, and I might try to find the clip later. But literally before the game, while everybody's out there doing shooting drills, Lou Dort's out there doing defensive slide drills. Like he is dead. He is
Oh
dead.
yeah.
He is dead set. He is dead set on being like all NBA defensively. And I think like his stock went up last year. He dropped, in the game 7, he dropped 30 on Harden. You know what I'm saying? And held Harden to 17 points in that game. And he made a rookie mistake. That's why, whatever. But Lou Dort was a two-way player for the next 2 seasons. He's only contracted for 1.7 million. So we're really going to rise his stock up. He's going to get his payday, but he's earning every bit of it. So we got a lot of love for Lou Dort. You know what I'm saying? Shea shows, I think there's a lot of pressure on Shea after CP3 leaving. Everybody's, this early saying people are expecting him to be the most improved player or what have you. But some days he looks really, really good. Some days he doesn't really do as much. Um, but he's still operating. I think one of the best things that's gonna come out of this season, we're not gonna win any games, right? We might win 30 games, and I'll be happy with that. But I think one of the best things for the season is gonna happen. George Hill is out there balling. Al Horford is out there balling, and they're definitely gonna raise their trade stock to the point to where we're gonna be able to get some nice picks and some good assets for them. I don't know if y'all saw that crazy when that crazy move that Isaiah Roby, his first NBA start ever, he dropped Vucci. You know what I'm saying? The hesitation, pump fake, and he got the dunk. He came out, ain't never started a game in his life. He came out, dropped a quick 19, and I don't think he's seen the floor since. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, real talk, I don't think he's played since that game or whatever. He only played because they was doing
is he too good to play? They're like, no.
He only played because rest management or whatever. What's it called? Load management. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Because
man.
they the old guys. George Hill and Al Horford, the whole old guys for us or whatever. But but
Okay.
honestly, man, just like listening. I listen to Thunder podcast 3 times a week, and I'm pretty tapped in or whatever. People are still, you know, the feeling around, what I'm saying, the Thunder Nation is like we like what we see on the court. We're starting to, as long as we compete and look good, You know what I'm saying? Well, as long as we compete and see some promise, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't expect to win the games, but we want the games to be competitive and we want people to learn how to play the game or whatever. And they were talking about like we have a really, really young team and like a lot of our players are not NBA caliber level, but there's no G League right now. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the reason why they letting Poku empty clips like that. Cause he ain't got no G League to whatever. So Poku out
Let
there,
Poku cook. Let
hey,
Poku cook.
he be lighting it
Let,
up,
let,
bro.
let
Poku
that
be
thing fly.
Poku be letting it fly, bro. He ain't got no conscience, and I
About
love it.
that
I
throwing
love it.
heat.
Poku need to come down south and hang out with Zion and get some meals, man.
You know, it's
Poku is
funny. So that's what everybody was saying. Like before we traded Steven Adams, they was like, "Yo," like they showed a video a couple years ago where Steve just knocked out like 4 baked potatoes and like 2 T-bone steaks in like 30 minutes. He just banged them down. So they was talking about like, well, maybe he can get with Adams, and you know what I'm saying, kind of gain their weight. But I mean, honestly, he's actually a quicker version. He's a quicker version of he's not a skill, but he's a quicker version of Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? 7'1",
yeah,
he can do all
Yeah.
the stuff at whatever. He just, Porzingis,
120 pounds.
yeah. But he's a lot quicker. He's more of a like he's literally probably like really Porzingis is like he's a super duper stretch 4 at 7'3". But like Porzingis is legit a 7'1" three guard. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there will be no back to the baskets. But he's a really good read. He's learned how to play defense, and so he knows the thing about him that I like is that even though he's not really he still got the courage of Steph Curry shooting them threes, but he doesn't he still plays defense. So like he's a really good offensive rebounder, and he understands he has like an 8-foot wingspan. So I think he's like very intentional on being a pretty good shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? In a time to where
By default.
yeah,
He's
but
gonna be
you got like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, you got it, whatever. So anyways,
Verticality.
yeah. I think we beat the Magic. We beat the Magic yesterday, so we're 2-3. We got a 4-game road trip. We're going up. I want to say we play against. I don't know who it is, but I know we probably ain't gonna win none of these games on this road trip. But like I said, we want Cade Cunningham. We going for Cade. He's already over in Stillwater, playing for the Cowboys. We're gonna go ahead and try to put him in that orange and blue. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So that's all I got for my beloved Thunder. Anybody else who want to hop in next?
I'll go ahead and just knock it out real quick.
Mm.
Pels, hey man, they had a terrible loss. It was against Dallas, or it was like they got destroyed. Next thing you know, they come back, they beat OKC, then they beat San Antonio. They beat they own Toronto. They are the North now. But I mean, hey man, look, Zion and Brandon Ingram, they putting up points, they having fun. Bro, that's all people want. Like, I do not listen to local sports radio here because all they know is about the Saints and LSU. They don't know how to analyze basketball. That's one of the reasons why basketball BS got created. So I don't care about local media. So I'm happy just what I'm seeing, that they're gaining skills. Brandon Ingram seems to be happy. And hey man, look, how is Stan? Is Stan doing good? We're gonna have a Stan watch every time. I want to see how he's doing.
All I'm gonna say about this is that Stan's known as a defensive coach, and as far as defensive rating, they're fourth in the league in defensive rating. So I don't know. I mean, it's a start.
Improvement. Hey, something.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say about the Pels from the games I watched, like AD say they fourth in defensive efficiency or whatever, but their defense comes if the offense goes. If they making shots, they play hard on defense. They start missing shots, they start slacking on defense. But when they defending and they hitting their shots, they lights out. Oh, one other thing. What is JJ Redick doing? Every game I watch, JJ Redick has struggled this year. He's like been 0 for 4 from 3, 1 for 5. I'm like, is that JJ Redick Alonzo Ball shooting? Because it's like he's been terrible so far this season. And y'all know
Lonzo Ball actually been starting to hit some shots.
Yeah, and y'all know I love Lonzo. Lonzo actually shooting the ball better than Redick right now. Hell, Bledsoe better than Redick right now. It's been crazy.
Yeah,
but go Pels.
I think Redick is, man. I think he got 1 or 2 seasons left. If this ain't his last season, I think he's done. And I will say this though. I mean, I love his podcast. Like the JJ Reddick podcast is really, really good. So like do that, brother. Like that's
He did not set himself up for the future.
Yeah, you still you still wet from now. You still wet from you know what I'm saying? But on court, so real before HB talk about the Pelicans, I gotta shout out my man, the Big Funaki. He came back with the New Orleans boys, Oklahoma City, and they lit us up. They beat us by like 33. He did his thing. He missed it, but he had like the little Euro step jam, and like it's just beautiful to watch him play, man. I wish that the peak was open. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So all the players can all the fans can give him the love, and hopefully when he comes, sometime soon he'll be able to come back and he gets a proper tribute or whatever. But like I said, I'm keeping my eye on the Pelicans because of Steven Adams, and I just think that it's going to take Zion is still learning to play defense. You know what I'm saying? And I think that with Stan Van being a defensive minded person, you got one of the most agile, big men, tough guys, and very, very smart players down there to help teach. Because Jackson Hayes ain't really made no strides. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
Nah.
So that's the reason why they traded. They lost Derek Favors. They're like, oh, well, Jackson Hayes ain't ready, so we about to get the big Funaki out here. So yeah, man. So I'm definitely keeping my eye on the Pelicans.
Shout out to the GM for making that happen, man. We needed, like I said last time, it's nice not to have a bum in the middle of the lineup.
Yeah.
We got some talent.
Cool. All right. So what we up? We want Bulls, we want Lakers. Who going next?
I'll jump in and go real quick. My Lakers are 4-2 right now. Of course, we lost opening night to the Clippers. I forgot who that second loss was to. Portland. Of course, it's always Portland. That's one team we can't beat for some reason, unless it's the playoffs. But yeah, we're looking decent so far. I know a lot of media outlets had my boy AD picked as MVP this season. I don't see it. He's starting off very slow. He's going to have to pick up and play a lot. Brun's still leading the team, seems like in everything. AD is still playing great defense, but other than that, like his MVP campaign had gotten off to a slow start. We playing solid on defense. My boy KCP going to be out for a week or so with a sprained ankle, but the young man THT Taylor Horton Tucker, he stepped in and been playing well. I like his game, even though he's not very explosive. Doesn't seem like a above the rim guy, but he's always in the right spot, and he's a good shooter. So I like watching him get in the game and get some minutes. I think we're gonna be fine. It's not a long season, but it is a long season. But I think we'll be fine, and we'll put ourselves in a position to have home court with no fans again. But I think we'll put ourselves in a good position to defend the title. And to answer your question, before you ask HB, no, Anthony Davis is not a dog yet.
Okay, no. The question I was going to ask though, but I mean, you read my mind. I was definitely going to ask that. But how do you, what do you think of Schroeder and Kuzma this year so far?
Yo, Kuz has been playing well. I give Kuz a lot of props for improving on defense. He's not always in the right spot, and he still gets trouble in the game. But the effort is there. He's been blocking shots. He's been hustling. The effort is there. The shooting has been better because they've been games, but he came out on fire for us. So I like what Kuz is doing, and I really love Schroeder. Thanks, Rant God, for sending us Schroeder, because Schroeder has been a revelation at the point guard. It's been awesome to have a point guard that can actually score, shoot the three, and defend. They can do everything instead of having to switch out the point guard to get something from him. I mean, the last point guard we had that was this solid in all levels was actually Derek Fisher. I mean, Lonzo was a good defender, and I miss Lonzo, but Schroeder is just much more confident in his game than the point guards we've had the last few years. And he knows how to pick his spots. It's like once Bron goes off the floor, he goes from scorer to facilitator seamlessly. So it's good having him. I still don't like Montrez yet because he was a Clipper, but I like an effort. And he's been hitting the 10 to 15 footer, which I thought was going to be an issue, but he's been hitting that shot. So if he continues to hit that shot, continues to give us the effort on defense, I like what we got so far. Only person that's been struggling to me is really Brooke Lopez, not Brooke Lopez. Gasol and Wesley Matthews. Wesley Matthews, I don't think he's hit a three this year. And if he has, I ain't seen it. He's just been looking like he's struggling shooting the ball. But overall, I like what we got, and I think we can make another run at it.
I still think y'all gonna run it back. I still think y'all gonna run it back. I think it's something about it's so weird, man. Like it's something about the Clippers. And I don't know if it's Kawhi, but it's just like last year. I think the Clippers got something on the Lakers that ain't nobody discussing, but the Clippers will implode before they even get there again. You know what I'm saying? Like I think, and I don't know if it's the matchup between Kawhi and LeBron, and I'm not really sure what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, or maybe that might be the only game that they actually get up for. But I don't think the Clippers are better than the Lakers. I really don't.
I don't think they're better than us.
No,
but when they play us, it's like everybody on the Clippers team. They walk around with a can of Twisted Tea in their hand. They wreck.
Right. And you know, I was thinking, man, like you're right as far as competent point guards, man. Like y'all not, you know, it ain't no Avery Bradley or it ain't no Rondo. Like, you know, no disrespect to Rondo or whatever, but like y'all actually got a young guy born in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't. And then we, I mean, Schroeder played well behind Russ, and he learned a lot from CP3. So like he went through a pretty solid gladiator school for point guard. You know what I'm saying? You know, after they gave up on him in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that Melo. We flipped him for that, like whatever. But you know, but he went through a pretty good gladiator school as far as being like a competent point guard. So it's his time to shine, and I'm really glad he's getting that opportunity. And I just, you know, you talk about Montrez, man. It's just like, you know, he with the Lakers now, but man, he was too cool with Patrick Beverly, man. I don't know. Like now, apparently he didn't tell Patrick Beverly that he was leaving. So maybe he might, I don't know, but man, I'm just looking at just all these basketball players, man. Y'all too click-clack. Y'all too cool with Patrick Beverly, man. I'm concerned about, but even with SGA, you know what I'm saying? Because you know SGA had his rookie season in the Clippers, and he said that Patrick Beverly was his vet. And I'm just like, man, when you start seeing them brick shots, and that's what you learn from you know what I'm saying?
We need a sponsor for your Patrick Beverly slander moment. Maybe Twisted Tea can sponsor that.
Maybe Twisted Tea, man. Maybe Twisted Tea. But yeah, I overall, I mean, I think the Lakers gonna run it back. They stay healthy. I mean, look, man. I think Brian going for GOAT status, man. What the level he's competing at this age, you know what I'm saying? And like, so real quick, when Chris Paul was on the podcast with JJ Redick, I think he wanted to say that he smoked, because I know he went vegan. He didn't want to say it on camera, but I believe he's either using some type of CBD products or something like that. I feel like that's what he wanted to say, right? And he was saying,
hey, they're not testing for marijuana, so
I think everybody's using it.
Right. But I think and but CP3 was saying, like, I think it's hilarious that people is expecting Brian to fall off. Like, Brian is almost in the best shape of his life, and I think he wanted to say, like, he using that Matt Barnes too. You know what I'm saying? Or that Al Harrington too. He didn't say it, but I feel like that's what he wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for your knees,
knees, whatever. Like, some niggas just smoke. Nigga just blowing a pound. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's better than all the other pain pills you taking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
not gonna say the guy's name, but I talked to a college basketball player, and he told me straight out his mouth the best 10-game stretch he ever had in college when he was smoking weed. Because he said after the games, he smoked and like his body would he didn't feel no pain no more. His body felt refreshed. And going into the next game, he wasn't aching or hurting no more. So he was able to go all out every game just because his body felt right. There wasn't no pain. So
shout out to Adam Silver, man. Shout out to Adam Silver.
Yeah, for not testing them boys for weed.
Get the product out there.
I mean, the literature is out there. The science is out there. THC is good for pain and what they call inflammation and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Hell, my mom some CBD oil infused, medicine for her knee because she be having inflammation in her knee. She rubbed it on these. She's like, okay, yeah, this feel better. So imagine if she's smoking it. It's in
right,
the body. You feeling great every day.
right. So, anyways, I think that's the reason why I think that sticky icky is the reason why Chris Paul and LeBron have been so many years in the league and they still out here getting buckets. All right. So let's talk Bulls. You know what I'm saying? HB, what's up with the Bulls, man?
Oh man, do we have to talk about the Bulls? I mean,
Yeah.
we've having such a lively conversation. I'm gonna bring it down real quick. So we're
Hey, y'all
all,
get smacked next week.
huh? Yeah. Oh, of course we got y'all. I mean, we're losing to Dallas without Luca and like 5 other people right now. So you know, so like no, but here's the deal. So we're 2-4. We I mean, here's the deal. We can score, but we don't score efficient. We can't defend anybody. And it seems like it gets even worse whenever we play teams that are up tempo and up pace. I mean, I think Milwaukee smashed us by like 35 the other night or something like that. So I mean, it's pretty tight. And like I said last week, I'm gonna sound like a broken record almost. I mean, this is kind of to be expected, and with Billy Donovan, I believe in Billy D. But it's all about like him undoing what Jim Boylan completely fucked up when he was there. Like that's the thing. Like you got to understand the job that he took. Like and our guy Karnisovich, our GM, he has to undo years of guard pass. So not only on the field but off the field it's going to be a process. It's going to be a long process. There are bright spots. Kobe White is starting to look more like an actual point guard. I'd love for him to start finishing around the rim a little bit better and being a little bit more aggressive. Levine's looking good. I mean, his 3 ball isn't falling, but I mean, he's kind of showing out. Wendell Carter, you don't know what you're gonna get from one day to the next. My boy Laurie, he's out today, but like Laurie's putting up 17 tonight and shooting almost 50% from 3. But all of that to say, and also shout out to Patrick Williams, the rookie who's started for us already. Big body guy, not scared still. The big thing is that like since our core is so young, everybody's still kind of learning how to play basketball. Marcel, I think I was talking to you about the Thunder, and I was like, yeah, I complimented them because I was like, dang man, y'all are so athletic, but those boys don't know how to play basketball yet. And that's not a shot, but it's just like learning how to play basketball on a professional level. Which is why I think in OKC's case, having those veterans like Al Horford and George Hill is so big. Now, granted, I think they're going to be big. They're going to be even bigger to the organization around trade deadline time. But now, like they have the best. We have some bets. We have Garrett Temple, who's a huge locker room guy, but we don't really have a lot of like vets that can kind of like rally the troops and kind of get everybody together. So it does look a little discombobulated now. We have like 14 different players every play. We're not even set like on an actual rotation yet. So it's a bit of a mess, but we kind of expected it. And honestly, if we probably can't tank for Cade, but with it being a pretty deep draft, I know the conventional thinking is like, hey, go for a playoff spot, but if we don't, I'm not mad at hitting the lottery again.
So let me ask you this: Do you think this
Yeah.
is what this? Do you think this is what Billy D signed up for? Because I'm gonna tell you. So just words coming out of his Billy D's conversations with Presti, right? He signed
Right.
up to coach Russ and KD. KD leaves,
Right.
boom. They get Sabonis and they get Depot. They get flipped for Paul George. They get flipped for Melo. Boom. That don't, Melo doesn't come back. Melo doesn't come back. And then Paul George leaves a year later. Then they all gone. Then they got this brand new team. We make it to the playoffs on this team, the little engine that nobody thought that they could or whatever. We have a pretty good season. They were thinking about somewhat running it back. Billy D, and so before they even went to the bubble, Billy D had to resign, right? Because he was like, because he didn't see, I guess he was like, I'm not here to tank. I'm not here for a tanking team. I'm here for rebuild the team. Y'all keep giving me, this is my first coaching job. Y'all keep giving me a new team every season. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
And looking at the Bulls, it's like, is the situation any better? Or so, all that to say, what do you think like they sold Billy D on when he got there?
Well, okay, so I think the first thing they sold him on is that, we have a young team. Billy D is great at coaching young guys. He's a big rah-rah guy. Young guys like to play for him. And I think what went a long way, and I think what went a long way in the coaching search period was the news coming out that Garpax is no longer dealing with the front office. They were bringing in somebody, and no, seriously, and they were bringing in somebody proven because the guy they brought in was the assistant GM in Denver for a long time, and he was the guy that swung Jokic because he's a foreign guy, so he's big in Europe. He knows how to scout, he knows how to look at these prospects. And I think honestly, like I guess like when I started my Bulls segment, I was being a little pessimistic, but honestly, on paper, we have some good young talent. You know, like I said, we have guys that just need to be developed. We have good pros, or guys that can be good pros. Like I said, marketing, is really good. He's doing really well after last season. He was awful. Carter is healthy for the first time in a long time, so I think like when we're evaluating Carter, like a lot of folks forget that like he hasn't played most of the games he could play in his professional career. Zach LaVine is what he is. He's a scorer. You just hope that he can do it efficiently. And honestly, part of that has to do with getting somebody that can get him the ball efficiently, and facilitate, which we're looking at in Kobe White. So we're starting to kind of like bring it together. Like I think that Patrick Williams pick was awesome. Like I said with Porter, I'm thinking we're probably going to try to shop Porter. So Porter's getting run. He's averaging 15 a night, and he's giving us about 25 minutes, the same as Patrick Williams. But I think more of that is like, hey, show everybody what you got because, come March, we're going to try to flip. And we'll probably flip to go a little bit younger. Like I said, I think the playoff talk comes from the East being so diluted on the bottom that, you only have like one team that's clearly tanking in the East, and it's the Knicks. And I don't even know if Dolan knows that they're tanking.
Right. Are they tanking or they just trash like they're going to be trash?
Hey, the thing about the Knicks, you can say they ain't tanking, but them boys been playing hard as hell. They've been giving people that work.
Yeah, okay. Well, wait a minute now. Let's not get too excited here. But it's a 10th team, so yeah, they're gonna play hard, or else, And look, JB, every year we get excited about these teams. Oh, they started off, and it's crazy that we're excited about a Knicks team that's starting off 3-3. I'm just gonna point that out first. But also, so but just like with Cleveland, is it a cute little start? Sure, it is. Orlando, they're working their magic again. Pun definitely intended. But yeah, they started off 4-2. How does that normally end? So like
40.
Exactly.
If that.
Shout out to the Knicks fans. Some of my friends from New York, they, somebody like posted something on their page, and some people who are actually in the Basketball Bears group who from New York rock with the Knicks, and I was like, the Knicks aren't good. And he was like, no Knicks slander. I said, dude, they slander themselves, y'all.
Real talk, bro. I've been liking. Listen, man. I've been disliking the Knicks so long, I don't even remember why I don't like the Knicks. And honestly, it's like I don't even like. I've been disliking the Knicks so long that I don't remember why I don't like them. So like, I just say I don't like them because I don't like them, and I don't like the Knicks. I'll never like the Knicks.
The only thing that can make it worse if Patrick Beverly become a Knick.
I would like that. I would like that. So everybody who I don't like would be all on one team. You know what I'm saying? Like that would make it so much easier for me. That would make it so much easier. Like for instance, like Ewing got his own shoes, right? I would never, and I like the way the shoes look. I would never like they came out with some Pimp C Ewings or whatever they was cold. A Big Sign had them. I'm like, man, bro, rest in peace, Pimp C, but man,
can't do Patrick it. Not gonna be able to do it.
Not gonna be able to do it. So look, I'm looking at stats.
One last thing on the Knicks.
Okay.
Julius Randle for MVP, baby.
Your boy had a great post about that. Mike Logic, he had a great post about like how he was balling, and we were trying to figure out who it was. Like Juju on the beat, he getting busy.
Juju getting it. It's kind of a contract year.
It's a contract year. He's trying to get traded to somewhere else. I don't know why. I don't know why people go sign to them fools. I don't even know why people do that.
Money,
because they like money.
Lifestyle.
Right. So
quick thing.
Oh, go ahead.
My bad. Quick thing, no Sally. Your boy JB had 2 pair of Patrick Ewing sneakers back in the 90s. Had a pair of blue and red ones and a pair of all black and white ones. I went to the mall that day to get some Nikes or whatever, but the Hewens were cheap, and I was like, damn, I get 2 pair of these for the same pair of this 1 pair of Nikes. So being the man that I was, like, let me get 2 pair of kicks. I can stun harder. That's the only reason I got them.
There
And you know what? So like the only time I've ever there's maybe like 3 Knicks players I liked. Of course, John Starks, he's from Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? So we read for John Starks. He would always say that my mama did. You know, when I played basketball, I was a point forward. So I got rest in peace, Anthony Mason.
You
know what I'm saying? And then, you know, when everybody was Fab Fiving, I was running with the Rebels. So I was a Grandmama fan. So when Larry Johnson played for the Knicks, you know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, I still remember with him and Alonzo Mourning caught that round and nobody got hit. You know what I'm saying? Like they fade each other's faces.
If a tree fall in the woods, does it make a sound? If nobody,
right. If nobody gets punched in the face, is it really a fist fight, right? So yeah, so those are the only 3 Knicks players that I would like somewhat. Okay, I'm gonna give them a pass, but everybody else, if they went there, it was beef. Huh?
Oakley, Charles Oakley.
You can't not like Oakley, right? Like, well, okay. Look. I'm afraid to say I don't like Charles
to
Oakley.
The guard to attack.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm afraid to say I don't like Charles Oakley. But look, so let's transition though, man. So we done ranting about our homers and, you know, our home teams. So real quick, man. So a couple players I kind of want to bring up, a situation I'm going to bring up that's kind of having some successes and some struggles this year. So first thing I want to pull up, you know, like I said, man, it's like being a homer, man. My guy here. Now, this is after the Wizards lost a 5th game in a row. You know what I'm saying? Oh. And like y'all know Russ is he plays with his heart and his soul. He tries with everything he can. It's very you know, he plays with a whole bunch of emotion, but you rarely ever see him like down in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying? He's always either he's stoic in the interviews or he's very expressive, but you never really see him upset. So as a Brody fan, you know, JB's a Brody fan too. It was really kind of hard to watch this, man. My guy was going through it, man. And that's Robert Pack trying to shake him back. You know, Robert Pack was he was an assistant when they was in Oklahoma. So they got a relationship, you know, when Scott Brooks went over to DC, you know what I'm saying, he picked up Robert Pack with him. And so I guess they got a relationship. And they got to, because I don't see anybody, too many people being able to tell Russ anything. So I guess my question to everybody in the group, man, what do y'all think about Russ in DC? Do y'all think he'll be there long? Do you think that these teams' failures are, are indicative of some of the problems that Russ's style of play has been when he was in Oklahoma City or Houston? Do you think that Scott Brooks can't coach? Do you think that their reunion is a bad thing? Like, just want to throw a couple different questions out there to kind of get your opinion on what's going on in DC right now.
I'm just gonna answer real quick. Yes. The answer is just yes. And it's not so much a shot at Russell, but he just probably need a better fit. You know, Washington has been a dumpster fire for a hot minute. Always kind of a weirdly attractive dumpster fire, but they never come through. And you know, I don't know. I used to laugh at Scotty Brooks. I think he can coach, but maybe they didn't need to come back together at this point. And you know, Scotty, I mean, I don't think he's gonna make it that long. And I mean, it's just he didn't really probably want to be in DC. I think he gotta want to be there. I know he's gonna give it his all, but the answer is just yes. It's not going well. Maybe it'll improve, but I don't know.
Okay. Anybody else? What's your take?
So and we talked about it a little bit before. I think the thing is, and once again, it kind of falls back on this. It's still early. Now, granted, has it looked bad? It's looked awful, but it's still early. You know, now on the offensive end, like I said, they're getting buckets. They're putting in points. You know, like, I mean, you know, I think they're around 9th in offensive rating. The defense is horrible, which, of course. But the thing is that Russ and Bill can't do it all by themselves. So that's the thing. Like, I guess part of the reason Russ feels kind of dejected is because he's putting in work. He's averaging 20, 13, and 12. He's averaging another triple-double. Brad is putting up 31 points a night. like that ain't the problem. But you know, a lot of it is some of these other guys, some of these role guys, they have to defend. Now, I will say this: they have won 2 straight games because they beat who did they beat the other night? And beat them pretty badly. Yeah, they beat Minnesota by 21 the other night, and they beat the Nets today. So I mean, 2-game winning streak. Not awesome, but you have to start from somewhere. But one thing I will say, the one addition to their lineup, and they've had for both of the wins, Rui Hachimura is back. He was out for the first 5 games, and dropped 15 points today. Denis, his defense, you know, I mean, he's not, he's already naturally a great help defender because of the way he's built. Troy Brown is super athletic, and I mean that's one guy that I would love to see kind of break out. Like I said, they have pieces. Do they have pieces for long term? No, they probably need to, kind of get off of Raul Neto and Ish Smith. That's a weird kind of combination they have. Um, you know, uh, they probably need to get Davis Bertans a couple of more opportunities offensively. Y'all paid him. Y'all paid him to shoot. I mean, something's got to give. So, but the thing is, I think the frustration comes in where like, it's kind of like, man, me and Brad doing it. Where's everybody else? I don't know. That's just kind of my take on it.
You know what's funny? So on a slightly whatever type note, somebody referred to Ruby as a Japanese Negro.
Oh man,
Really? Like I want to say, like
don't get fired.
All right, I'm not gonna repeat it. Just
okay.
Play back
We'll talk later.
I got a quick comment though. Something that Harold said that just kind of made me laugh a little bit. Just like, something. I never heard 2-game winning streak before. I always heard 2 in a row. Should we make it legal where it has to be at least 3 games in a row to be a streak, a trend?
I don't know. Cool. I'm trying to give hope.
One thing about the game they won tonight, funny thing about it, I don't know if y'all saw the highlights, but Kyrie and KD both missed game-winning shots tonight. I saw that. They both missed game winners. That's crazy. Wasn't Kyrie talking about, it's good to have another guy on the team that I feel comfortable with taking a shot to win the game? So you go and miss one, then that guy goes and miss one too? That's crazy.
I don't pay Kyrie
but
words,
I'm seeing
no mind. I just listen to I just see what he does.
Right. And one of my favorite things about Russ is no matter where Russ goes, Russ is going to be Russy. He's going to play hard. He's going to give you 120%. He's still going to, be a dick with the media from time to time. But I don't care because he's rushing. I love him for that. So I think it's going to get better in Washington. They will be a playoff team. It's just going to take a little bit while for them to adjust. And something that Coop said Scott Brooks can coach. Hell, I can coach. That don't mean I can do it well. So saying Scott Brooks can coach doesn't really mean nothing.
I'm trying to be nicer to coaches starting off the year, but we all know what's gonna happen.
Right. So another team. So while we talk about teams that's struggling, man, what's up with the Warriors, bro? What's up with them? So I've seen a mixture of Warrior caping mixed with some Steph Curry slander. You know what I'm saying? So I guess so wait. So the argument is if Steph Curry really is, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I already got one pulled up. I'm tripping. If Steph Curry really is what we say he is, shouldn't he be able to play Superman and really go out here and put this team on his back and get them somewhere? Because as hard as he's playing, it don't look good at all. So
that's not how real life works, man. That's not how like the NBA works, bro. Like, it's Steph Curry, so he's supposed to like take 11 other guys and fight to like a playoff spot in the West. That's not how it works, dude.
Exactly.
and fans that feel like that. I mean, and we try to be pretty egalitarian. We try not to be snobby, but like those are people that don't watch basketball. Those are people
Those
that those are people that don't watch games. They're trolls. Like
those are the
Those
people
are
who say
the
Michael Jordan beat everybody by himself.
yeah, exactly.
Like he
Those
had a
are LOB members. Those are LOB group members.
oh man, damn.
Okay. So,
That's
okay.
why
So I have another question. So with the way the team is constructed, if Clay came back, would it make a difference?
Yes.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Because first of all, it's about fit, man. Like that's been your running mate. That's who you ball with. Like he plays off of them. Like Clay plays defense, so maybe Steph don't have to play as much defense or try as hard. And it probably comes a little bit easier when he plays with a guy like Clay.
Okay. Let me tell you like this. Rant God. I know it's been a few years, but remember back we went hoop one time and I brought Brent out there to hoop with us. Did you notice how comfortable me and Brent was hooping together? If I run to the post, nobody expects me to score in the post, but Brent knows if I run to the post, he knows I'm running there for him to cut. So if I run to the post, he's going to step back and then he's going to cut immediately because he knows I'm going to throw the pass to him for a layup. So it's like when you play with a certain guy and y'all have that chemistry, it makes the game way easier. Clay being there, him and Steph have chemistry, they made the game easier.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and also, might I add, if Clay was playing, Andrew Wiggins wouldn't have to play 33 minutes a night.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
So
That's the
if Wiggins was if Clay was there, Wiggins would play as much, and they probably wouldn't have traded for Oubre. Right? Boom.
Yeah.
So so let me ask you this. So I don't like playing devil's advocate, but I feel I have a different POV here. With Clay being there, and him and Curry playing off each other, they hooping. What's stopping them from being the Wizards? Meaning that I think Draymond, I think that maybe he's washed. He's coming back off of an injury. He's not as effective as he once was, and Draymond is not a difference maker here. You know what I'm saying? He's not effective as he once was, and they got a bunch of young punks and bums on the Warriors. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. That's the thing. Okay, so like I've actually been watching a little bit of a Warriors ball.
Okay.
First thing, Wiseman is real, and he's proven himself to be real immediately. Good, great rebounder. Runs the floor like a gazelle. By each game, getting better on defense and kind of learning those things. And that's one thing about Draymond. He's been in the young boys' ear. Like you'll see it. Like if you're watching the games, you'll see it on the sideline. When he gets out, Draymond's like coaching him up. He's getting better every night. I am a big Wiseman fan. Wouldn't be shocked if he got Rookie of the Year. Just saying. And the thing is, like, okay, you look at the roster, you see bumps, but I see like a guy like Brad Wanamaker, who was a very solid backup for the Celtics last year, and there's a guy that's been around. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about the pieces. Like even like a guy like Juan Toscano Anderson, younger guy, but knows the organization, kind of went through it with them last year. I mean, Eric Pascal, really had a good year for him last year. Kind of came out of nowhere. Villanova guy. And one thing I always say about Villanova guys, they might not all be superstars, but you rarely get any bust out of Villanova. Those guys just know how to play basketball a certain way.
With that said, I used to in high school, well, not high school, probably elementary school, I used to wear the tall socks like Kerry Kittles. So shout out to Kerry Kittles. That was my guy.
So I gotta kind of push back on the whole like they're all bums thing.
Okay.
Like, Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre, please get them out there. Get them out of here. But the rest of those guys, I
can also say this. You know what throws people off with Steph? Steph ain't exactly a spring chicken. I know he ain't the oldest, but he did play 4 years of college, and he's been playing a lot too. He may not be old number wise, but he's not probably have that much thread left on the tires. He might just be aging.
I wouldn't necessarily say that because Steph is a shooter. As a shooter, you can play longer because that shot ain't going nowhere. And you say that, but I think Steph got like 30, 35, close to 40 because he had 31 in the first half tonight. So, I mean, it's just a matter of fit and the other guys stepping up doing their part.
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess
what it used to be.
You know, other guys got to step up and make shots.
All right, so this is my last question. As it pertains to them.
Why?
Is Steve Kerr coach? Did he just get a good team or can he coach?
I mean, he can coach.
He can coach.
Okay, all right. Let me ask my pointed question. Is Steve Kerr being exposed for not being that good of a coach? I ask that. Because the reason why I ask is because you would think with different personnel, like you would change, you might switch it up a little bit in terms of your style of play. Because I mean, you if we go back and look at the stats, man, like Curry got 37, he lightened it up, but the next person got 12 points, and that's the rookie. You know what I'm saying? Your starters ain't doing much of nothing. Draymond ain't doing much of nothing. Now Draymond might have a million things that don't show up on the stat sheets or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But do I mean, you know, just you know the coaching aspect that gives you the X's and O's and the ability to the smart decision making to switch it up. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Is Steve Kerr, is he the real deal, or did he just get a really good team?
We gonna find out definitive very soon because he gonna have to take this team from that fell from the penthouse to the poorhouse back to the middle ground soon, or he gonna have to figure it out because you know they ain't starting from the top no more. So as of right now, he gonna have to show something, show a little bit more.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, honestly, for now. You know,
I ain't gonna knock. Yeah.
I mean, we have to understand that also, like with that team, so like those ready-made teams he had, he knew what he was gonna have. He's in a situation by where some of these guys might not be there in a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to kind of like, you know, you still invest in who's on your team, but at the same time, it's like, hey Kelly, you don't look like you're gonna be here long, so
nah.
Yeah, maybe I just kind of let you ride and just kind of like, you know, like maybe I don't invest. Yeah, just kind of like let you up trade value so you can get out of here. But you know, and anytime you're in a situation like that, especially with a team that looks so drastically different than it did just 2 years ago, it's gonna be a challenge. So
and Draymond probably is washed, Mr. Triple Single, as Greg Burnham called him.
And here's the thing about Draymond, he's washed, and he's on year one of that 4-year, $100 million extension. So he ain't exactly tradable either.
Man.
I don't think Draymond is washed. He's not as athletic as he was, and he was never athletic. Because I'm watching him right now, Draymond is still doing all the Draymond things.
Of course.
Steph is looking like Steph. I will say, like y'all said about Kerr, there's a couple things he could change about the system he uses, but even without changing it, these guys are getting wide open looks. They're getting looks and they're getting as a coach. I can only put you. There's nothing you can do as a coach about that. It's just the guys ain't making the plays.
Do you think that am I frozen?
No, you good.
Okay. So do you think that Steph, you know, he had a hand injury, right? So it wasn't like no leg or no ankle or a foot injury, but like he spent pretty much a year off. I guess do you think that his style of like he's still the primary ball handler and the primary shooter? Do you think that them not switching will wear him down quicker? Because he still got to do all the work and you're not getting the results. So do you think that maybe they should switch to like maybe playing off the ball a little bit more so he just hit the opens? Because you know he's great at creating his own shot, he's great at getting open already. But like man, he's pretty much doing everything. He's running the offense, shooting all the shots. You know what I'm saying? And like as a person that's already in his 30s, he suffered injuries early in his career. Do you think it's still wise for him to play that same style because he don't have anybody else shoot the shot with him?
Probably
who's
not.
Going to facilitate though? But who's going to facilitate?
That answers my question.
That's the thing I say. If they don't do it, who's going to do it? The
Well,
system
hey,
works, but
Right.
let's be honest, Steph is the system.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, if you
who's the GM who's GM in Golden State now?
Bob Myers, huh?
Bob Myers. Listen, Bob Myers. If you got some picks, we got a guy you could use named George Hill. If you got some picks, you got some assets.
Yeah.
Clearly, we didn't want Oubre. And do not. We hate Andrew Wiggins in Oklahoma City because that's the only time he plays good every year. Is he'll come light us up. He gets a lot of. We don't like him in Oklahoma City. We ain't got. You know what I'm saying? But if you got some flippable assets, and you got some picks, we got a veteran point guard who's in great shape, a great locker room guy, great leader that will give you. You know what I'm saying? Just call my boy Preston. You know what I mean? And y'all with the yeah. Y'all with the yeah.
If I'm Bob Myers and say, oh, that's cool, give me Hammy too.
Hey, Hobby playing this shit. I like Hobby playing
That's
this
what I'm saying. If I'm Myers, I want Hammy back. I want Hammy in here.
Hobby learned how to shoot. Like it's like I saw it on Instagram. It's like one of the top rated shooting coaches, and that's what we worked out with all summer. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. You know, shout out to
Bob
them.
Myers are going to be sellers and not buyers. I think Kelly Oubre slide out.
You know what? People was wanting him to Oklahoma City, but now I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of glad. Well, you know, he'd be good for the tanking. If we tanking, yeah, go ahead, light him up. Light him up. We tanking. Go ahead, baby. All right,
give him a green light.
Bet that up. All
give him a green light.
right, so let's end on this note right here, man. So we're talking about people getting traded and moving around and coaching and you know what I'm saying, all this other good stuff. Let's talk about the Suns, man. Let's talk about how great the Suns look this year, or they losing right now. But let's talk about how great the Suns look. Number 1 in the Western Conference, 5-1. CP3, Book, DeAndre Ayton, Bridges. You know what I'm saying? They out there getting busy, man. So let's talk about them. Let's talk about you know, it's funny like how you know we talk about basketball. But it's only still 400 players in the league, and everybody is a 6 degree of separation from everybody, right? So you know, in this case, we talked about Kobe White. You know what I'm saying? Kobe White was on Chris Paul's AAU team, so he's still, even though he's in the league, he still refers to Chris Paul as coach. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that was cool. I wanted to say that earlier, man. But Chris Paul, man, a guy who I used to hate his whole career up until last year, he out here balling. You know what I'm saying?
He is the point guard.
He is the point guard, bro. Like, it's funny because like he might not ever get a ring, but it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Like his legacy is already cemented as you know, God level point guard. But you know, I didn't expect.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Do you think Chris Paul will be a better coach than Scott Brooks and Steve Kerr right
100%,
now?
100%.
Man, I love the
100%, 100%, man, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking. Devin Booker's out here playing out of his mind. People was kind of down on DeAndre Ayton. They thought he was gonna do better. I want to say he had some injuries this early year, but like he finally got the right point guard. He's not dealing with Eric Bledsoe or whoever. Who else was point guard before? Rubio. You know what I'm saying? He has a real point guard. The young guys are coming along. Hell, they making a play out of Campaign. You know what I'm saying? Campaign did not develop in Oklahoma City behind Russell Westbrook. He didn't do anything behind Kobe White and Thomas Satoransky in Chicago. But he out there getting it in like Chris Paul has been speaking very highly of Campaign. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Langston Galloway, ain't he from Louisiana? Ain't he from
Baton Rouge, baby?
Yeah, he's from that bing ball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Javon Carter out there playing ball. So like Abdel Nader played for us too. And man, we traded a lot of people over there. But yeah, so what do y'all think? Where do y'all think that Phoenix is going to end? You know what I'm saying? End up in the end of the year as far as ranked in the Western Conference.
4 and 5.
Play tournament. Top 7, 8.
Top 5 to 7.
What the playing tournament is? 8, 9, and 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, I think they're gonna be in the top 6 at least. Top 6, yeah. Okay. Top 6. So, they solid. Chris Paul gonna hold all them guys accountable and make them play hard. Devin Booker's a star, and Monty Williams is a damn coach. They're gonna play defense. They're gonna play hard. I see him in the top 5, top 6.
Oh,
HB, you
Crowder
look like
too,
you got
man.
some research.
Crowder been out there doing this thing too, man. Like they got. I love they starting lineup, man. I finally got 2K21. I ain't fired them up on the Xbox yet, but I feel like put a credit player on them. I'm going undefeated, baby.
So, so I have him 6. Like my preseason rankings, like I had him 6, and I think part of the reason why is because like the Chris Paul edition was great, all that's good. The Jay Crowder signing was amazing. For both sides, that was amazing. Great team friendly deal, But one thing about it is like you look at the roster, you just kind of went through the roster, and also there's another Baton Rouge ball on there, Damian Jones. Shout out to Scoundrelville High.
Hey, that Bill.
Yeah.
So the thing about it, you look at this roster, they just have like a bunch of guys that know how to play, and that's important. My big thing was just saying like, we got guys that are athletic that don't know how to play basketball. All of these guys know how to play basketball. They're a youngish team, but you look at like the Cameron Johnson, he came on strong and he's shooting the hell out of the ball this year too. But when they drafted him, the big criticism was he's old. He's like 23 years old. He's old. But in some cases there's an advantage to having guys that are ready made that know how to play. They might not all be able to give you 30 points a night, but that's not how you build winning teams. Dario Saric is back, Javon Carter, who's like I don't know, like I don't think I could have picked a better backup point guard for Chris Paul and Javon Carter. The dude's a bulldog. DeAndre Ayton's getting better and better. Mikal Bridges, I don't know where this come from him, but like he's been amazing this year. And of course, Devin Booker's like lighting it up. The only thing about it, well, one thing, and also their first in defensive rating, and I know a lot of that has to do with their pace because they're also playing at the slowest pace of the league. But I think that like that deliberate, methodical style is perfect for Chris Paul, and it's perfect for the guys he has around him.
Hey, and with that said, man, rest in peace to Paul Westphal, man. He coached he coached those Phoenix Suns teams. He was the coach when they went to the finals, right? Against the Bulls.
Yeah.
The Barkley and the Kevin Johnson and the Richard Dumas. All those guys. Danny, so he passed away at age 70, I want to say, just a couple of days ago, man. So rest in peace to Paul Westphal. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't he take the Lakers to the final? He was the coach of the Lakers one time, right? Or was his
Suns, Supersonics, and Kings?
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. And
so one time.
So I hate to end it on a sour note, but I had to shout him out, man. He was a great coach. I heard nothing but great things about it from his former players, and you know what I'm saying. I would say Barkley said something about him, things of that nature. So I just want to shout him out. So yo, like I said, if y'all want to follow us, you know what I'm saying, on Twitter, Basketball and BS, you know what I'm saying, Basketball ANDBS. Follow us on Instagram, Basketball ANDBS or whatever. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take us to the Twitter real quick. While we doing this, basketball. Twitter. Wait a minute. Do I need to put the full thing in? Anyways, while I'm doing this, man, y'all follow us there on Twitter. And how many what's the names they got? I'm scared to put my Twitter up because I know what's gonna be on the screen. Might just go say yo.
Who is this?
Look, hey, find it first, then share screen.
Yeah.
Find it first.
Well, you can find the podcast on Anchor, Basketball BS. It will always be up on Anchor on the podcast. You can listen. You can find it on YouTube. We got the YouTube channel up. And of course, you can have all that will be merged in on www.blerd-ish.com. That's www.blerders.com.
There we go. So this is the Anchor page. Boom, Basketball BS on Spotify, YouTube, all those different things, strictly from the website, blurtish.com, all those good things. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure seeing you this beautiful Sunday evening. For everybody that's in the group, shout out to everybody in the group. We're gonna try to plan to get some of these people that's in the group on here with us very, very soon. That's all I got. You guys got anything else before we slide?
Oh yeah, of course. As I just mentioned, the website just did a review with Nerd Soul, Michael Watson for season 3 Cobra Kai. Listen to it. It's coming soon.
Bet that up. All right, guys. Y'all be good. Peace.